chug, chug, chugga chugga chug, 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 chugga chugga chug, 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 chug. All right, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to another This Week at Bungie with Waffles. I hate that name so much. Moving on. We're gonna go over the TWAB for this week, and it's a pretty one. As you all may know, on Tuesday, Bungie released a trailer for Beyond Light, a new story trailer that looked kind of sick. If you haven't watched that already, go check that out. I'm gonna throw a piece of that over here in the side of the screen for y'all to indulge on just a little bit. It's gonna be just playing over there at the top, maybe, and it's gonna disappear from time to time whenever we talk about the topics within the TWAB. Handcannons. We're making changes to give hand cannon subfamilies more diversity and more reason to use each. Aggressive, increased rate of fire from 110 to 120. Broke out aggressive hand cannons, allowing custom tuning of stats, e.g. damage fall off for 100 range, and this subfamily now starts at 32 meters. All right, so we get a little bit better. All right, adaptive and precision range. Adaptive and precision. I'm just kind of messing up here. Adaptive and precision. Range stat now has more impact on minimum damage fall off range for both archetypes. Damage fall off for 100 range now starts at 25 meters from 20. Precision frames, hand cannons, 180s. Magazine scaled up from 37%, scaled up by 37%. And then note, they also affect exotics with the rate of fire. Getting spicy. Lightweight folded into the adaptive. Okay. We kind of molding the flesh. All right. Moved all lightweight hand cannons 150 to adaptive subfamily 140. So everybody is. All right. This includes Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. One exotic hand cannon will retain 150. One exotic hand cannon will retain 150. I wonder which one it will be. Please say it's the Sunshot. We're going to leave it to speculation. It's beautiful. It does solar damage and it makes enemies explode. It's the Sunshot. So look. At this time, lightweight 150 rate of fire hand cannons represent the majority of hand cannons usage in the Crucible. While we experimented with many different ways to even out lightweights and adaptives, lightweight hand cannons consistently retain a faster time to kill. As such, we optimized to equalize this rate of fire. We selected 140s as it is fairly balanced in the Crucible sandbox. It gives other weapon archetypes more time to breathe between shots, avoids an overabundance of hand cannons with faster TTK than other weapons, and pairs nicely with up-and-coming changes of 600 rate of fire auto rifles. More on that below. Somebody about to get a hit with the Nerf bat in their knees. I'm excited. I'm glad that they're shifting. They're consolidating. I'm glad that they're consolidating because they created too many. In my opinion, they created too many different archetypes and spread it across the board too much. Two consolidated groups, which is actually perfect, and that limits the complaints on there's no good hand cannons in this archetype and there's no good hand cannons in this archetype. They both will be good in their respective places, and a new meta will arise. Right? A new meta will arise, but hopefully people will look outside these metas and try some new shit. Next, we have sniper rifles. We want sniper rifles to feel powerful without being so easy to use. They dominate. Adjusted how aim assist is affected by sniper rifle zoom level. Lower zoom scopes have less aim assist. Higher zoom scopes have more. Scopes of around 50 zoom are unchanged. So lowest zoom scopes have a large reduction in aim assist, cone angle, and then the highest zoom scopes have a small increase. Not too upset at this. They haven't spoken about damage or anything like that, or like what the damage is going to be like. So to me this is catered more towards PvP and how that's going to play out in that arena. I'm guessing this is because the next pinnacle weapon, or my bad, the what was it being called? I forget what the ritual. Wait, no, it's not even called a ritual anymore, right? Whatever that new fancy looking sniper rifle that we're gonna get, that we can get those different decorations for. And I'll put that up on. I'll put the rifle up on the screen. I still have that, but whatever that's gonna be, I'm assuming they're making these adjustments to the scope
because of that rifle, as well as the new exotic that's coming out, the Cloud Strike. So we shall see, because the Cloud Strike is kind of nasty. You get a precision shot and it rains down lightning, kind of like a Thunderlord. It's a sniper rifle version of Thunderlord. That's wild. Hopefully y'all hear me rubbing my hands together for all you auto rifle heathens out there, right? In Season of the Worthy, the adaptive archetype 600 was given a buff. We're pulling that back a little bit to keep it in check with the other auto rifle archetypes. Adaptive damage per bullet reduced from 15.75 to 14.25. Now, you know Destiny around in is trash. All right. So take that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt. Prior to Season of the Worthy, damage per bullet was 13.75. Again, take that with a grain of salt. 600 is getting a damage reduction. That's it. Per bullet. So hopefully that'll make a difference. I mean, they do have giant clips, which makes it a big deal, and awesome stability and handling on some of the rolls. On a particular one, obviously the quote-unquote meta gnawing hunger that people seem to can't put down and take out of their hands because they just think they can't win with anything else. Again, I urge you to try things outside of the box. Just because it's doesn't have the number 600 next to it doesn't mean it's not good and can't be used and can't beat out a 600 auto rifle. Okay. Scout rifles. All right. Scout rifles have a reasonable time to kill and can't be adjusted too much without making them dominate the battlefield. So we're making them a little easier to use. Increased how much each point of the aim assist stat widens the aim assist cone. At maximum, the aim assist cone is now 15% wider. To me, that doesn't really make a bit of a difference. I mean, again, a lot of these tweaks sound like they're PvP heavy, and I feel like next Sandbox is going to be PvP heavy. So I don't think it's going to bother PvE too much, but we'll see. Sounds good. Hopefully it'll make a scout rifle feel better in Crucible, and hopefully people feel better about using them regularly. Outside of it being like a Mida or a light, like any light frame really, because they let you move faster and stuff. Moving on, we now have rocket launchers. These heavy weapons currently have very low reserves, so we're adjusting that. We expect to have another look at rocket launchers in a future season. Increase reserves by 1 or 2 rockets depending on inventory stat. What? I don't understand. What does that mean depending on inventory stat? Does that mean depending on what archetype of rocket launcher it is? Like the following, next up, they got a general section here. So the following is a list of surgical changes for select weapons based on player feedback. Some of these changes apply to weapons that are a little too far ahead of other options, while others apply small buffs to increase the weapon's effectiveness. Perks. Outlaw. The reload speed increase felt insufficient with certain subfamilies and combinations of rolls, e.g. aggressive hand cannons. Increase the reload stat bonus from plus 50 to plus 70. Should feel a little bit better and a little bit faster on those heavy boys, those thick bodies. All right, Merciless. We have Merciless here getting an increased inventory stat from 36 to 55. Okay, now it's kind of registering about what they're meaning about inventory stat. Interesting. This increases reserve ammo. Gotcha. All right, Mountaintop. For all you heathens out there, we have had a ton of feedback that Mountaintop feels a bit over the top in Crucible modes. This pinnacle weapon has had ample time to shine, so we're taking it down a notch. Specific pain points. A one-shot body shot with infinite range. Quick and easy cleanup of wounded guardians, even around corners. Deals heavy splash damage, rewarding players for inaccuracy. Perfect in-air accuracy allows for airborne guardians to rain down death, and there's not much grounded guardians can do to respond. Here are the changes intended to address these points. Reduce splash damage by 33%, increased impact damage such that the total damage is 5% lower than before. Hopefully this makes a difference. Reduce projectile velocity multiplier for micro missile perk from 1.4 to 1.2. Now 20% faster than other breach grenade launchers instead of 40% faster. Eat that, bitches. Reduced in-air accuracy now has significant projectile error while in the air, around 7 degrees without the Icarus grip mod, substantially less width. Haha, now you gotta put a fucking mod on. Eat that, motherfucker. Falling Guillotine, for all you four-headed sword users out there. Reduced heavy attack damage by 24% to bring in line with other swords. Note, Falling Guillotine will continue to be slightly above average, just not to the extent that it is now. We'll see. Mida Multi-Tool and Mida Mini-Tool. Move the Mida Synergy trait to Intrinsic, similar to how the barbecue version works. Added the following perks: Hipfire Grip and Kill Clip. Now, there is an issue with the masterwork on this weapon that prevents it from being upgraded. This will be fixed in a later. Sturm and Drang. Oh, please tell me what y'all doing in this. What y'all doing in this? Move the Together Forever trait to the Intrinsic, similar to how the barbecue version works. Added the following perks: Accurize Rounds and Moving Target. There is an issue with the masterwork on this weapon that prevents it from being upgraded. This will be fixed in a later up. So what are you gonna do about the Sturm though? Because they have to go hand in hand, and this weapon's being sunsetted. Like Drang is being sunsetted. So move the Together Forever trait to the Intrinsic. Doesn't really help me. I still got to put a lower weapon on. So okay. Ruinous Effigy, Transmutation Spears. Reduce the damage of the aerial melee attack by 25% and significantly reduce the damage of the drain effect on enemy combatants. Solid. I've got this weapon. I got the masterwork. I haven't really dug too deep with it, so I'm not too sure on how effective this was. To me, it just was like one of those fun, random weapons that I get to use. So it is what it is. Arbalest no longer strikes shield multiple times, but its efficiency is against shielded targets has been increased. So if you never used Arbalest before, you didn't notice, like Arbalest would double tap essentially, so and actually go through enemies. It was pretty sick, but now no more. So there's that. Jade Rabbit, armor piercing rounds swap to high caliber rounds. Okay, this fixed an issue that could prevent the exotic perk from triggering. Okay, so now that's about to be a lot more deadly. Should cause a lot more flinch if I'm not mistaken, correct? Because like armor piercing would go through, high caliber gives you like a little bit more knockback. So that should be a pretty interesting adjustment. They're also saying some of these changes look pretty hefty, and we're looking forward to seeing your reactions when first hearing that aggressive hand cannons will be shifted from 120. I wondered if it would be enough to push them into the hands of my guardian. Can safely say after quite a few playtests, I have a bunch of new favorite hand cannons that have been waiting for their time to shine. So if you're not a collector, or if you haven't gone out and farmed a few different rolls of different guns, and just been on that train of 150s is it, that's all I want to use, I don't want to touch anything else, no matter what the content is meta, blah, 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 blah. Well, now try something else. If you're still going to be on that kick, more power to you. Do what you want to do, okay? To my folks out there who are still on the fence, I'm always going to push you. Try something new. Don't follow that trend of it's meta. It's not meta. Okay? Be your own person. Make your own decisions. I'm not trying to influence you either. Do you. But I can't wait. I have a crap ton of things in my vault that just sitting there waiting. They go to 1362. So we in there. Some of them go to 12 something. But it's all right. We got plenty of tools to use out here. And I'm pretty sure people going to be like, yo, how'd you get that gun? Well, I played the game. All right. So now they talk about the new hotness. That good shit. That good. That good. Coming back to the lighthouse. All right. Adept Weapons. Bungie goes on to say, the development team goes on to say, we have a few more details concerning weapons to share with you. A few months back, we announced the return of Adept Weapons to the Trials experience. Today, we'll be spending some time getting you reacquainted with these tools of destruction, how we're laying the groundwork to future Adept weaponry, while these weapons are similar in the names to Adepts to D1. There are some added elements to embrace the weapon systems of D2. With that, we pass the mic down to the development team to give you a full rundown. All right, beginning in Beyond Light, all existing Trials weapons have Adept versions. Our intent is for all new Trials weapons to have an Adept version in the future, with the infusion caps matching the season they were introduced in. For our first round of Adepts, their infusion caps will be set to that of the Season of the Worthy. Additionally, we will be introducing Adept weapon mods in the Sandbox, which can only be applied to Adept weaponry. Adept Weapons. Here's how Adept Weapons will differ from the base weapons. Masterworking on Adept Weapons grants additional stats. Plus 10 for the primary stat as usual, and plus 3 for all alternate stats. Adept Weapons can use either a standard weapon mod or a new Adept weapon mod earned when going flawless. A unique Adept shader has been made for these weapons. Note these shaders are not awarded as consumables when dismantling an Adept weapon. As such, they cannot be applied to other pieces of gear. All right. Adept weapon mods. These mods can come in two varieties. Weapons stat boosts, each of which grants plus 10 to a particular stat in a similar way to Masterwork stats. Example, Adept range plus 10. Versions of some existing mods granting an improved bonus, but with a downside-based version of the mod explained. Adept mag plus 40 magazine, negative 20 handling. Backup mag is plus 30 magazine, okay? This is similar to what they did with the Iron Banner weapons. So if you remember Iron Grip and Iron Gaze, they gave huge stat boosts in one and then reduced the stat of another trait or of another stat section. So like, I like that. I like that little give and take. Acquisition to earn Adept Weapons and Adept Weapon mods. Players must complete a Flawless Trials passage and open the Flawless chest at the Lighthouse. Each week, a different Adept mod can drop from the Flawless chest. Adept Weapon mods will be a weekly rotation, so a given mod may not make its appearance until later in the season. The mod is unlocked for use on owned Adept Weapons when acquired. Adept Weapons will be available from Flawless Chest on a bi-weekly basis, alternating with armor drops. The first Adept Weapon acquired on a given week is a Pinnacle drop. Adept Weapons will be on a set rotation, so players may continue to earn alternate rolls on specific Adept Weapons when completing Flawless passages throughout a given week. So as you can see, for those who reach the Lighthouse, your loot is about to get a little more spicy. While Adept rewards are coming first, we also have a trial armor refresh planned for a future season after the Stardust has settled from Beyond Light. All right, that we come to an end to our Sandbox previews leading up to Beyond Light. Some of you may be asking, wait a minute, what about abilities? In 3 short weeks, the abilities ability you come to know and master will be challenged by the darkness. Stasis will make its debut, bringing a new flavor of combat to the Sandbox. The team will be watching closely as you embark on your first strikes, gambit matches, and crucible exercises to see how your abilities stack up against each other. It's going to be a wild time, and we're excited to see the light clash with the dark. And oh my god, listen, for all my Crucible peoples, if this ain't spicy enough for y'all, I don't know what is. And I know you're still worried about the cheating dilemma. Hopefully they bring that into the limelight just a little bit more and put everybody at ease, because again, we got World's First coming up, like we got the raid race coming up, and then we got the drop of Beyond Light itself and the reintroduction of the next season of Trials, as well as these Adept Weapons and all that stuff coming up down the pipe. Hopefully they give us some reassurance other than the fact that they've been taking down these websites. And I get they've taken down these websites, but that ain't shit to me, okay? I want to see more action. I want to see something of validity put into the game to ensure and give me more of a security blanket, letting me know that it is safe. All right, and then with that, after all of that interest and juicy knowledge and stuff that they've given us, they go on to talk about the Prime rewards that are continuing with Prime Gaming, formerly known as Twitch Prime. You can go over there and get some free rewards if you got one of those. Link from your Amazon to your Twitch, or from your Amazon to your Twitch. Link that together. Get those free rewards. You can also use Prime free. You get a free sub every month that you can use on anybody's channel. Twitch.tv/SilenceIsWaffle. The guy that you're watching right now in this video. Right, go over there. If you enjoyed this video at all or at any point, also hit that like button, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I'm growing the YouTube. I'm trying to grow the YouTube, get that going. I give you guys these videos every week. Cannot continue to do said thing if I don't get the love and support from all of you generous people. All right, anyway, and then they carry on with the bug report as usual, talking about the Cyber Search Festival of Loft has been reached its halfway mark. And they go down a list of things that they see on the list. So the interference loop triumph due to an extension Due to the extension of Season of the Arrivals, the Knockers encounter for the Interference weekly quest will remain for the remainder of the season. This means that players who have missed a previous Interference encounter will be unable to access those encounters and will be unable to claim the Interference Loop Triumph. All right, so keep mind of that. And then with the start of year 4 on November 10th, certain seals and their associated titles will no longer be available. Remember, there are a bunch of things going away. You can find out what those are on Bungie's website. I highly suggest you do that. I will have all that linked in the description down below so you can go easily find it if you haven't already. But right now they're talking about the titles that will no longer be available. So if you need to unlock and equip, you need to unlock and equip the following titles for them to be owned by your player. All right, by your account. So a Shadow Rises for Shadow, Reckoner, Reckoner, Black Armory, Blacksmith, Destinations, Wayfarer, Lore, Chronicler, and then Arrivals, Forerunner. So in order to claim these titles and keep these titles, you need to actually equip these titles onto a character at least once in your account, and it will be yours permanently. If you do not, if you've unlocked the Triumph and just opened the Triumph and haven't equipped one of these, if you do not, the bug might happen where you lose those. So keep that in mind. Go ahead, get on your account, just log in, turn it on, put the title, put the seal on or the title, and then go about your business and carry on. There's other known issues that you can also go check out through their website as well. I believe, like I said, the link down below in the description, so you can have that. And then they carry on with the movie of the week and go from there. And that's the closing of the TWAB. They leave us with the days are continue to grow shorter in Seattle, and pretty soon Destiny will be the only thing enveloped in darkness. I, for one, can't wait. Only 2 more TWABs stand between you and Europa. Before we go, we have been seeing a lot of questions in the wild on how bounties, currencies, and progression systems will be updated in Beyond Light. Currently working on that, working to get the info together, making sure that everything is factual. This isn't a prepper's guide to the galaxy, mind you, just a heads up on how these systems are changing. Our current plan is to cover those topics next week. The most frequent question we're seeing right now concerns bounties and whether they'll be cleared at the start of next season. Most of your bounties will stay intact, but any bounties tied to specific seasonal activities or content entering the DCV will be removed on November 10th. Examples would include Black Armory, Gambit, or Festival of the Lost bounties. Additionally, any bounties that grant progression towards infamy, valor may negatively impact your powerful rewards, as they will be limited to Seasons of Arrival's power levels. Our recommendation is to go ahead, claim your bounties, and just make sure you don't miss out on any XP or glimmer. That's it. More to come next week. Cheers. DMG. So they ended with that, y'all. And with that, I'm gonna end this video as well. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm happy about it. I can't wait to see and hear all that good, fancy, good. All right, can't wait till next week's TWAB to see what they're gonna dish out and tell us more about. See if they give us anything new on Tuesday, some new spiciness that we can do. All right, appreciate y'all hanging out with me, watching this video. I did it live on Twitch. I'm live right now today. If this goes up and I'm still going, well, it should be. But if you're on YouTube, appreciate you coming in. Please, if you can, like I said, help me out. Give this video a like, share it. Maybe even subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. I will try to bring more content to you. With that, I'm out of here. Peace.